Hello everybody, Rob Boss here, and today we are going to paint ourselves a beautiful title screen for Fire Emblem 8. Hello everyone, XPGamesNL here, welcome back to a new video. Welcome to a tutorial on how to make your custom title screen for Fire Emblem 8. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Theys and thems, welcome back. Today we're going to dive right in to making our own title screens in FEBuilder for Fire Emblem Game Boy Advanced. I hate to say it because it's become kind of a meme at this point, but a lot of you who watch these videos are not subscribed. If you would do me the pleasure of subscribing, that would be awesome. Please hit that subscribe button, would be awesome if you did. It's of course something you can decide on your own. You don't have to, my content will always be available for anyone. Today we're covering Fire Emblem Builder's tutorial screens, or not tutorial screens, we're covering a tutorial, or we're making a tutorial, I'm doing a tutorial on how to make your own custom title screens. So, ladies and gentlemen, it might be best if we just dive into exactly the title screens of Fire Emblem Game Boy Advanced. So, one thing that I wanted to have clear out of the way is something that is interesting about title screens in Fire Emblem 8 and in Fire Emblem Game Boy Advance in general. And in every single Game Boy Advance game you will ever see, there are only 256 colors allowed on the system at all times. That is because if there were more colors on the system, we would have to spend more memory on, we spend a bit on color memory that is on screen at all times. If instead we decided to do unlimited colors for every single sprite or image, we would have to store a lot of values and a lot of data, a lot of info. So to keep the cartridges light in size, instead the Game Boy opts for 256 colors at screen at all times. And for a game such as Metroid, this is a little more simple because you have Samus who has a bunch of sprites, you have enemies who make use of a bunch of colors in their sprites. But for Fire Emblem it's a little bit more unique because when we take a look at a map editor right here, like this map right here, we can see that the player units use a blue sprite map, or use the blue color set. Then we have the red color set for enemies, and then there is also a gray and green color set that are loaded at all times, just so that the game can switch between character states at all times. Each map has a fog set of colors, and each map has 4 different color palettes for the 4 types of terrain on each map. So there's a lot of colors involved on your Game Boy Advanced Fire Emblem map. But interestingly enough, that's a lot of colors we have to dedicate to a bunch of characters. Oh, and even more interestingly, if we load in portraits for other characters, we will also have to load in a portrait of 16 colors. So it adds up a lot in Fire Emblem Game Boy Advanced, all these colors. But when we take a look at the title screen, there's a lot less colors we need to dedicate to the map and the characters on screen there. So that is why I did this little introduction, this little theory, is because you don't have to spend only 16 colors to your specific title screen on your Fire Emblem Game Boy Advance title screen. Because the elements that will be displayed on the screen, there's a lot fewer elements than there would be if you were to instead make a complete map with characters and stuff on it. So, with that out of the way, we're going to make our own title screen, and to do that, we will need a set of patches. We all love patches, right? I am not talking about the bald patches from Dark Souls in the Soul series. I'm talking about a whole different patches, different set of patches. We're going to go to our patch editor. I have it open right here. And what we will see is we'll have a bunch of like little images here. Let me make the screen a little bigger. So as you can see, we have a bunch of patches here that all relate to the title screen. What I just did is type in #image, and then I typed in title. For the sake of this video, I will make 2 different title backgrounds, like this. I will make one for, like a standard colored title screen, and I will use one with an image, because there are, games like Sacred Echoes, for an example, does that. They have an image as their background, which is a thing you can do. I didn't do that. I instead decided to just do it with, like, on my title screen, I just took the background of one of the FE7 status screens and instead changed that, the color of that. We have the dragons in the foreground, which you can recolor, which I did for the Prophecy of Flames. You don't have to do this. You could remove them if you want to, but I kept them because they look really cool. If you want to remove these, you just export the image, then make the entire screen, the entire image, just turn it completely green. That way, the dragons on your screen will simply not be present due to the fact that the dragons on the screen will then be overwritten. This is just displayed on top of the title menu screen. Because, for as far as you haven't figured it out yet, the entire title screen is made up of multiple components that fit together. So this is the background, this is the dragon, these are the dragons on top of the screen. This is the Fire Emblem logo, which you'll most likely want to keep unless you want to make a really interesting name for your thing. And finally we have the title screen, which contains a bunch of letters. You can also overwrite this scroll right here. You could turn this entire thing pink and there would be no thing remaining. I could open up the emulator actually. Well, I cannot do it because I need to exit the palette screen. There you go. So when I instead go over here, as you can see, everything gets displayed on top of each other. You can see, wait, I do not have a mouse, but you can see that the scroll, the title crawl with the, let me reset this before it goes to the intro cutscene. You can see that there's the sacred stones, Fire Emblem, the logo, and the dragon are all displayed on top of this background in the back. So everything is a component that hangs loosely together. For the sake of this video, I will instead remove the dragons. I will type, we'll use a cool font or something. I will change the letters of the sacred stones as thingy, and yeah, I'm really excited because I'm going to make 2 different backgrounds, and I'll show you how to work with that exactly. So I will see you in... Yeah, I'll just go to usenti, and I'll show you exactly how it works. So, see you in a bit. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, days and nims, I have managed to open up the background into usenti. What we'll do first is we'll make 2 backgrounds, and then we will add them to the game to see how they look. Then we will return back and decide if we want to edit the title crawl or the scroll at the beginning or not. At least when I will in a bit show a montage of how I did the title screen right here, because I will edit it a bit. We will remove the shadow of the dragon scene here. I will first wipe the entire thing, and then I will make a very simple background on the screen. I'll show you a little time lapse of that. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's go. Alrighty, so I made a very basic and ugly looking title screen. This is one of the methods to do it. I am by no means a visual designer at the moment. I just went for a simple border-like look. There's a bunch of tools out there and visual design tips that people can use. If you're a visual designer yourself, please let me know what tricks you used. I'm really curious. But this is a way how to do it. You just remove the image, take the correct sizes, and then decide to make an image like this yourself and do all of this. There's another way by adding a background image of whatever you like. It can be anything, honestly. I will show you how to do that in a minute. Yeah, this is one of the ways how you can do it. This is the ghetto way of doing it. I only spent like maybe 3 minutes on this. There's a lot more tricks you can pull out of the big hat in order to make it more appealing. Also, a correction. You use 16 colors instead of 32 or more than 16. Apparently the background uses 16 colors only. That is a my bad moment. Sorry about that. Yeah, I will be back in a minute whenever I have the stuff sorted out and we can start making an image in as our background image or background thing for the title screen. Woohoo! I'll see you in a bit. Alrighty, so now we're in Microsoft Paint. Let's get painting, everyone. I selected a background image, or an image I would like to have as my background, but as you can see, it's a little bit too big. When you compare it to the actual size of the image, it's a bit too big. So what this means is we can only have an image up to the size of 256 pixels to 160 pixels. There's a little bar to the side right here. I didn't explain it because we painted over the empty canvas, but this is dead space, but we will require this to be present in the image. So in reality, we will have to strip 16 pixels of our background, so we can only have an image of 240 pixels at max. So what I will do is I will select an image of 240 pixels. Let's see. That is pretty broad. I guess we could fit it a little bit more into a perspective. How about like down here? You can see the pixel count in the bottom right, by the way. I feel like this isn't exactly in the middle yet. You can have a 160 top, so this would be the top of the image. We could move it just a little more to the side, I think. Maybe over here at the blue pixel right here. 240 and 160. Let's see. I think we went a little too far. So it's this blue pixel in the left corner right here. Not that one. This one. And that's 41. Let's see. 160 top. There you go. This is 240. I think we got the image perfectly symmetrical. We could have done something more from the top and from the bottom, but I think this is fine. What I'll do is I'll copy this, then Ctrl Z, and what I'll do is I'll place the image over here. Now, one thing about just using a background image, the nice part about that is that you can simply just import this into FEBuilder, and FEBuilder will do the color importation and stuff automatically for you. I could send this image to usenti instead to make usenti do the colors, but I'll just import it into Fire Emblem Builder right away, and I'll let FEBuilder do the work for me. That's a little easier. So yeah, that's how you fit an image. It's just take a look and just take a look at things. Your image needs to be 240 by 160 pixels, and it needs to be at the left side of the image. Another thing I would like to mention is that this is a screenshot taken from the SNES game, Fire Emblem Mystery of the Emblem, Fire Emblem 3. If you want to include like a real life image, you'll have to scale it down, and that could mess up the image a bit. So feel free to experiment with this. You can use a screenshot from a game if you like. Go ahead and be creative. And if anyone with visual design tips and tricks can teach me how to do cool backgrounds, you know, I do know a little bit how to sketch cool looking colors and abstract backgrounds in, say for an example, Fire Alpaca, a digital drawing software thingy. But if anyone has any better tips for making cool background color imagery without having to invest too harsh, if there's just a tool for something like that, then please let me know in the comments down below, because it will help out the rest of the community as well. So, back to Fire Emblem Builder, and we will import the background images and take a look at how they look in-game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So, I found out two very important things. First of all, when I go to the patch menu, you will have to use a different patch to install or to change the title screen. You would want to use this little installer and editor combination, because the other patch I showed you with the actual image, whenever you do that and you implement it that way, what will happen is you will get the ROM or FEBuilder in general will not accept you inserting title screen backgrounds like that way. You will need to do it via this 256 color tile background patch thing. So please keep that in mind. Another thing I found out is that if we go back to usenti, apparently when you import the image via this new patch, you can actually remove the pink bar. You will not have to include that in your image, so your background images should in total be 240 pixels wide and 160 pixels high. That is the image size you will need in order to import images for your backgrounds into FEBuilder, so keep that in mind, please. With all that being said and done, let's fire up the emulator, and let's see what comes out if we just skip ahead. And as you can see, we got a very beautiful background right here. It's absolutely ugly as hell, but it serves the job. As you can see, we successfully changed the background imagery. Yeah, cool, right? So, let me show you how it looks when we import the second image we made together, shall we? Alright, and let's check out the second background image, the actual image instead of the background colors. Let's see, open up the emulator, blah blah blah, speed up, and boom, there we go. That looks a lot nicer than the actual abstract background colors. This looks like a way more efficient title screen. I will actually press some of the buttons, otherwise the image or the title screen will move about. But this just looks a lot more interesting, or I could just press this, by the way. This looks a lot more interesting than the actual abstract background. So this is how you incorporate an image on your title screen. So yeah, that's how you create a background or title screen for your Fire Emblem game. Pretty simple tutorial. There's a bunch of other patches that also allow you to like remove the system health screen. Remember, when you start up the emulator, you'll get that white screen with a black text on it saying health and safety warning, and once you click start or you click any of the buttons, you will also see the logo of Intelligent Systems and Nintendo appear. There's patches to change that as well. I changed the Nintendo logo to FE Universe for Fire Emblem the Prophecy of Flames to the FEU logo, and I changed the Intelligent Systems logo to my logo, so that is pretty cool. That's how you can edit those as well. When it comes to the title crawl or the Sacred Stones text, you can basically export the image yourself as well. The only problem with that being is that sometimes when you type with any kind of font editor, the colors will be a bit annoying, but I'll just let you figure out that stuff on your own. It's pretty easy. Just type and see what color combinations do work and which ones you can import, which one you can't. You'll figure it out. I just gave you the basic information needed. With all that being said, if you like this video, be sure to smash the thumbs up button. If you want to see more about this type of topic, then please make sure to click the subscribe button. Be sure to leave a comment down below to boost the algorithm, even if it's like a comment to boost the algorithm or to make my videos get boosted. or it's just so that the algorithm picks up my videos. Just leave a comment saying, "Oh my God, algorithm upgrade," or just leave a comment saying, "Hey XP, I really like your videos. I really would like to see a new Fire Emblem Builder tutorial on maybe combat animations or something like that. Yes, please, XP, do it for us. Thank you so much. You're a king." And yeah, just leave a comment. Be sure to like the video if you haven't. Subscribe for more messy outros like this. I hope this tutorial was of service, and I will see you guys all next time at a new tutorial. Goodbye.